welcome back guys. Sorry it's been so long since the last video. It's been super hectic here. I've got some really exciting news coming up for the hotel, but more on that later on. So we're now into April. It has been a while since my last video was December, but it's been crazy busy. Trying to film anything has been an absolute nightmare. I have tried, I've got all sorts of random videos sort of peppered along my phone memory, so I'm making a more coherent video in this one, so apologies and thanks for staying around. So in my last video I talked about how short staffed we were. That's not changed at all. We also promoted one of the kitchen porters to commis chef. So I've been at this hotel, which is the Holiday Inn at the restaurants Le Bon Auberge. I've been there for about 10 years next month, and throughout that entire time that I've been there, we've never used agency staff. We've had staff that have been agency staff, and typically with agencies they're very expensive to use, but also the staff that you get for kitchens or for chefs, it's really a hit or a miss, and more often than not it's a miss. So with the surprise I'm going to tell you about in a minute, we've been given permission to use agencies, or one in particular called Red Wigwam, and it's kind of different to agencies, because with agencies the agency picks the chef or the staff and send them out to you, whereas with Red Wigwam they post the job and what they're looking for, and then people can just log on, create a profile, and just accept the job if they want to. So we started doing that for breakfast chefs, where we're getting people with zero experience. The only experience people had was mystery shoppers, so that was an absolute fail. So the restaurant are still using them because it's easier to get people to, take some orders, carry some plates out. But we were looking to try and get someone to cover the breakfast chef's days off, and that's just not happening with that. The first person we had was an old lady who had never worked in the kitchen before. She just fancied picking up a shift in the kitchen. So yeah, that was an absolute fail. So time for that big news that I promised. We've actually been bought over. We were owned and operated for nearly 50 years under Chardon Leisure, which was started and run by the Taylor family. Mr. Taylor started off, I believe they started off with an old office that he converted into a hotel with his wife. And then over the course of the nearly 50 years, they've had multiple hotels, both owning and a management company running other people's hotels. So at the point of sale they had 6 hotels. We were a full service Holiday Inn with a standalone restaurant Le Bon Auberge, and the other hotels were Holiday Inn Expresses. So we were kind of unique as far as the 6 hotels went, but it's really exciting, and we've been bought over by... So we've been bought over by Atlas Hotels. Atlas are owned by L&R Hotels, but Atlas are the biggest franchisee of the Holiday Inn Express in the UK. So it's really exciting times. They now own 58 hotels. 55 of those hotels are Holiday Inn Expresses, 2 are Hampton by Hiltons, and then there's us, the Holiday Inn, which is the main type of Holiday Inn with a standalone restaurant. So we had our meeting with Atlas, the Atlas team. We've learned all the new faces within Atlas, so it's going to be really interesting to see where we do go from here. They obviously know exactly what they plan on doing with the Holiday Inn Expresses, but the Holiday Inn being a little bit different, and then the restaurant being really, it's completely alien to them. So it's going to be really interesting. Atlas, they've announced all their benefits. To name just some of them, we've got anniversary nights. So when you stayed with or worked with a company for a year, you get nights in the hotel. Bringing back staff meals. We have private healthcare, which we didn't have before. And if you stay in any of Atlas's hotels, or you work with Atlas and stay in any of Atlas's hotels, it's £15 a night, so that's really good. So some of the incentives are looking quite good. They don't pay minimum wage either. For all the minimum wage staff, they're automatically going to get a pay rise, which is great. One of the things they picked up on in their meeting is that during COVID, they didn't make one single redundancy. And within hospitality, that was unheard of during COVID. Everybody was getting made redundant left, right and centre. So that's quite impressive. One thing it does sort of spark interest is that they don't really, or haven't really experienced the staff shortage like everyone else has. It's going to be interesting to see how staffing goes. So Atlas are going to do a 6-week discovery period. They want to find out how we work and how that is different from how they work, and then to see what sort of changes they're going to make. So in 6 weeks' time, they'll have a discovery meeting, everything they've learned, on what they want to do going forward. So that's going to be something to look forward to see how different things are going to change. After the discovery, we go into our individual consultations, and then we're going to talk about our contracts, any questions we've got, what might change, whether it's money, whether it's hours, whether it's the job description itself. So we've got a lot of new things coming that we just don't know what's happening yet. So it's going to be big changes. We know it's going to be big changes anyway. So I'm going to wrap this video up here, but make sure you smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe if you're not already. I'm also really interested to know what other type of content you'd like to see on the page, so drop your suggestions down below, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.